All right, man, peace. You know, brothers, when I watch LeBron James play, oftentimes I ask myself, I wonder how he's going to adjust when he starts to lose a lot of the transcendent athleticism that has set him apart from the rest of his NBA peers over the last 15 years. And there was a play in the game against the Brooklyn Nets where he tried to drive the lane. We're going to watch this play very soon. And his dunk attempt was blocked. And it harkened me back to last season when he pretty much made the same move in a game against the Portland Trailblazers in Boston. And when he leaped into the air, it literally looked like he was looking down into the rim. And he dunked over Nurkic. In this game, he pretty much made the same move. And when he leaped, he was about 8-9 inches under the rim his head was. So I have to wonder if he is starting to show some chinks in the armor in regards to his athleticism, because that's what starts to happen when these players hit their early to mid 30s. They can get up every once in a while in the same way that they did when they were younger. But for the most part, you know, their leaping ability is going to be compromised when it comes to consistency. So anyway, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
In the middle, LeBron all the way. Tried to dunk it, blocked by Jared Allen.
Rejected! LeBron just got the king!
Growing up.
And also, let's give, you know, some credit, some respect to this brother, Jared Allen. Show a lot of bravery, because a lot of people that got out the way.
When I was wanting to come to the league, everybody was saying, "Are you going to jump when LeBron's coming at you?" And I was like 13 years old, and I told them, yeah. And then that was just the opportunity right there, and I jumped it. Yeah.
And shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. They're playing very good basketball. They've been playing very hard all season, especially for that coach. That coach Atkinson is doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, obviously, you know it's LeBron, so I had to go up with some extra emphasis. Either way, you're going to be on the highlight. So if you go up, you block it.
And also shout out to the NBA snitch, D'Angelo Russell. He's been playing pretty well also.
You're going to be on the highlight, you get dunked on, you're going to be on the highlight. So.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to First Take. We're coming to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. LeBron James, obviously known for his incredible blocks, but was on the wrong end of one last night. Block party for real, getting stuffed by Jared Allen in a loss to the Nets last night. Max, actually, let me start with you here, Stephen A. Stephen A, does this show that LeBron's losing a step?
Well, he's losing a step. He's lost a step. But that's just a part of the aging process. I mean, to me, when I think about losing a step, it's you cannot even blow past your defender anymore. When that happens, you've lost a step. It's almost time for you to go. But LeBron can pretty much still be his man to the basket. So it's inconsequential, the step that he's lost thus far. Like Jordan, in the second three-peat, he could still blow by anybody. But the first three-peat Jordan was unbelievable. His explosiveness was unbelievable.
Not at all. Jared Allen blocks shots. That's what he's done. This guy can get up and he goes after it and he tries to block shots at almost every turn. And when I looked at LeBron James and his level of elevation, I didn't see it lacking.
I did. In comparison to what I saw last year in that Portland game where he detonated on Nurkic, I've seen some elevation deficiencies in LeBron James. Just a little bit. Nothing too bad. But, I mean, if you watch it for 15 years, you could tell.
I saw him skying the way he customarily does. It's just that this dude right here is a shot blocker. So he caught him. LeBron James has had plenty of dunks this year. This particular individual is a good shot blocker, and that's what he did. I didn't see any problem with it whatsoever. He just caught him.
LeBron James has been blocked 9 times in his life going to the rim. He's played more than 9 seasons. That means he doesn't even get blocked once a season.
That's an amazing stat. And Molly Karam is going to expound on that a little later in this segment. She's going to say in over 1,800 dunk attempts, he's only been blocked 9 times. That is incredible. What that really means is not only does he elevate, but the intimidation factor is there to such a degree that people just get the hell out the way.
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean just by itself because he got blocked, he's losing a step. But the eyeball test, Stephen A., he didn't look like he got up to me.
Thank you, sir.
He looked like
on
that block, I want to say a tired old man because he got up better than a lot of people do, but compared to young LeBron James, and of course LeBron could be sitting here watching this going, come on, I'm not young LeBron James. But
I guarantee that LeBron James is sitting there watching you guys. All these athletes watch these debate shows. They have to. They're competitive by nature, and these debate shows are also competitive, and the topics are about what they're interested in. I mean, the 2 things that athletes are normally interested in the most are sports and themselves.
But that's the point. LeBron coasts on defense a lot early in the season because he's smart. He saves himself.
Well, he's smart enough to know that he's not going to be held accountable for coasting on defense.
So in the playoffs and key moments, in high leverage moments, he can play defense.
Well, the problem with that is that he's still been bad on defense in the playoffs the last few years.
And here, is this LeBron? No, I wouldn't say that's celebrating. That's LeBron with a little lead weights on his feet, a little bit. And that is a result of age and minutes played and the time of season. And it might be his minutes recently or how he was feeling in the moment, fine. But he got blocked because he was not prime-time LeBron James right there. That's why he got blocked.
For more context, 1,850 dunk attempts. Only blocked 8 times.
I watched.
That's extraordinary. Well, really 9 times now.
Watched LeBron James dunk on somebody the other day, and he was lower than that.
Yeah.
Right, but that's the point, Stephen A. Smith. The point is that his elevation is decreasing. So I don't know what point you're trying to prove by saying that you saw LeBron James dunk on somebody the other day and he was lower than that. To me, when you talk about certain players in the history of the league, the barometer for them is head high to the rim. Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Vince Carter, Dr. J, Dominique, their standard in their physical prime was that they were somewhere within 6 inches of the rim in regards to their head. I mean, I've seen certain dunks where Jordan was head high to the rim, LeBron head high to the rim, Dr. J, Kobe Bean, Dominique. You could tell when they start to decrease because, you know, that distance between their head and the rim starts to increase. So, I mean, it's okay, Stephen A. Smith. It's all right. Newsflash, LeBron James is human.
Sure.
Allegedly, he is anyway. Let me correct that because his ass might have been made in the laboratory.
Sure,
He's already, I'm saying, I've seen him get up higher. I've seen him go lower. I'm not caught off guard by that particular block. And I watched him. I mean, again, slow-mo it, and look where his arm is when Jared Allen blocks the shot.
Yeah, but listen, remember.
It's not about where his arm is. It's about where his head is, Stephen A. Smith.
Remember the Jordan dunk on Patrick, right? On Ewan when he steps over him and everything? Was Jordan making those type of dunks near the end? No. He was still the best player in the game. He was still great. He still had a couple years ahead of him.
Well, I think that Max Kellerman is conflating a couple of different dunks. The Jordan dunk was on the baseline when he faked out Charles Oakley and dunked over Ewing. But Max Kellerman said when he stepped over him, that's Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is the one who dunked on Patrick Ewing and stepped over him. That's one of the most embarrassing dunks in the history of the NBA. That was crazy. Pippen came down, dunked over Ewing, stepped over him, and then walked over to Spike Lee and said, "Sit your ass down."
Where he was going to be great, but he wasn't doing that. That's what I mean. Like,
ever.
LeBron James, when he was a little younger, it doesn't matter who was there. He could just be like, I'm just going to elevate over this guy.
Max, what I would challenge you to do is, I get your point about MJ, but we never, so at the end, we didn't see it at all. What I'm saying.
That's a complete lie. If when he says at the end, he's talking about the Wizards, yeah. But if we're talking about the end for MJ in regards to his excellent level of play, that would be the second three-peat. And if we really want to go there, Michael Jordan's elevation actually was higher in the 97-98 season than it was in the 95-96 season because he lost a lot of weight. There were a lot of games that year where he dunked over players.
Saying to you, I have seen LeBron James dunk this year look like he looked when he was dunking years ago. Watch all his dunks this year. Not continuously, but I've seen him do what he did 4 or 5 years ago.
Allegedly.
In terms of dunking.
Yeah, but the frequency with which I may agree that I don't think it's quite as he doesn't get up quite as high as he did at his absolute peak, but it's close enough. But I would say the frequency. Yeah,
No, it's not what you're saying, Stephen A. Smith. What you actually said is that he's doing the same thing that he's done 4 or 5 years ago. So don't tell me not close enough.
Because he is smart. That's why he's aged so well. Because he's very, very smart about this. The frequency with which he puts the pedal to the metal has slowed way down. That's why if someone said, what's the best LeBron you've ever seen? I'd say the 3rd year in Miami, the 2nd championship.
I agree with that. That's the best LeBron James that I've ever seen in regards to overall game, offense and defense. Now, the best LeBron James in regards to just pure offense may have been last year with Cleveland.
That was the best version of the wisdom that he's acquired, plus his full athletic glory, both sides of the floor. that was peak LeBron. Since then, he's realized, I got to watch when I do that. And this is one of those instances I thought where he watched it a little bit. He didn't do it, and that's smart, but it's an indication of age.
All right. Even if you do lose a little step, still.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Of course, LeBron is on his own barometer with those other great players that I named. But I've noticed an inkling of loss in LeBron as well. But people have to understand, when these players start getting into their mid-30s, they can have a drastic fall off. Do I see that for LeBron? Not quite, because LeBron concentrates on his core and his physique from the waist down, especially his legs. His legs always look like he's ready for takeoff. But once again, I want to see how he's going to adjust his game when he's no longer quite as explosive as he's always been. He refuses to get back down into the post where really he belongs. If he would get into the post more, that would open things up for the other players on the team. So we'll see what happens with LeBron James over the next 3 or 4 years, Lord willing. So peace.